farmers, welcome back to Hinterland. Got some wool taken over to our spinnery slash clothing factory, and that is the first thing we are doing this morning, selling clothes. The clothes is at a great price. We can't pass it up. Even though the market says clothing sells best in May, if we go to our stock market page, and we look right here, clothing right here. So $10,419. The price says it's going down. The max price is $10,319, which I should get $843 or just shy of $844. But if I sell it now, I'll get $852, and that is without our environmental score. So I'm going to stick here, load up some clothing, and we're going to bring this over to the restaurant. Now, something else we'll be doing today, I talked about it last episode, which is the the coffee factory. A lot of people had questions about it, and I'll say a lot of people, like a half dozen. And yeah, I'm kind of confused as well as why the mod description mentions grapefruit. I don't know, but I got the mod installed, and we're going to be placing it right down, I do believe. Oh, we got more clothing. Right where the hay pellet factory is. We're going to get rid of that. We're going to sell the hay pellets that we got in there, and we're going to sell the factory. I just don't see myself using it. I originally put it down at the beginning of the series just to use it, because I thought I was going to get more use out of it by, you know, feeding the sheep and maybe even the cows or whatnot, but actually it hurts you from doing that. The only thing that's good at the hay pellet factory is, in my opinion, if you want to make money off of hay, if you got a whole bunch of hay and you got leftover, I would bring your hay bales to the hay pellet factory and make hay pellets, because you get a lot more money for it that way. Alright, so there is 46,000 liters of clothing out of our spinnery. And I do believe we got some over at our storage shed. So let's go over and grab that. I also got to clear out the flavored milk area right there, because we are full of strawberry and chocolate milk in the factory. I need to empty that out so we can spawn some more in. I don't think I'll pick up that seed potatoes over there. Let's see. We're looking for clothing. Oh, we got a lot of clothing in here. Yes, let's get them all out. Actually, let me go ahead and move this so I don't accidentally load this on up. We'll get to planting potatoes. We're probably going to hire someone to start planting the potatoes first. And we'll get a worker also to possibly do the soybeans in the planter. And we'll do the wheat, and then we'll go over and then help do potatoes later on, I think. If I get that far, we will see. Well, this is going to be a good payday right here. All right, to the restaurant. 56,000 liters of clothing. Of course, we got some more to go. This is going to be very helpful to the farm, because we're going to take a lot of this money, if not all of it, and put it towards the loan. So midnight won't be as bad as it has been in the past, well, since the beginning, honestly. We've had a $10 million loan since the beginning. We are below $9 million. I think we're just shy of $9 million on the loan. Right, so that's the farmer's market. The restaurant should be, I just want to make sure I'm doing this right, because for some reason I always feel like that's the restaurant, but I believe that's the farmer's market. Now let me just make sure I got these two places right. Yeah, farmer's market, restaurante. And we want to go to the restaurante. So with our environmental score, maybe by the end we get something of this, we're going to have over $1 million in our bank account. Well, that's a good start. There's 583,000 plus 82,000 in environmental score bonus, getting us up to 728,000. We have about maybe $70,000 worth of hay pellets. I don't remember how many bales we put in. That would have been way back, like in episode 2 or 3 or something that we did that. I have no... Actually, it could have been the first episode. I probably got going right away on cutting grass and making hay. In one way, it seems like yesterday I started this series, and then I started thinking about it, and it's been a while. We're approaching episode 50 here. Alright, clothing. Yes, 10 more pieces of clothing here. Well, let's go grab that. Yeah, so I am interested in this coffee bean roasting factory that we're going to put down. Because I saw the comments coming in, and a couple of people said grapefruit. What about, one person said they were using the mod. They don't know anything about the grapefruit, so I went to the mod description in the Giants Mod Hub, and it says grapefruits. So I don't know. So I got curious myself. I'm like, okay, we're going to have to do it here in this series just to see what's going on with it. Oh, we are over $1 million, so congratulations to me. But of course, a lot of that's going to be going towards the loan. Alright, next thing I need is, I assume, the grain trailer to get the hay pellets? Or does that come out in pallets? Do the pellets come out in pallets? Or does it come out as loose material? Loose material? Well, my grain trailer is actually over here. I finally benefit from actually leaving my trailers over here. Not that I did it on purpose, but grab the grain trailer first. Let's go ahead and uncover that. Oh yeah, probably should empty out the flavored bottling milk so we can start making more strawberry and chocolate milk. Yeah, I have no idea about the hay factory because it's been more than a minute before I checked on it. Interactive zone markers. I assume one's for hay pellets and one is for... This factory does two things. If I can find it on the list. I don't know what the building actually... Is it just called a pellet factory, maybe? Yeah. Oh, sugar beet. That's right. It does sugar beet. So, hay pellet, 60,000. Well, it's one or the other. There's two silos here. It's one or the other. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Zodelzuck's compost and pig food factory that we had. While we are filling up with hay pellets, that's going to take a moment. Let me see, where am I selling the hay pellets at? Oh, hay pellets right here. It says to the port. So the price isn't the greatest, but it's not that far off. We're selling it at 1,012, and normally we could get 1,110. So, I mean, it's not that bad. Could be worse. Let me just make sure that is where I should be selling it. Pellets. Where are the pellets on this list? Hay pellets. Yep, to the port it's going. Still loading on up. And of course, we'll get some money back on selling the factory. And seeing that we got $1 million, we should be able to afford the coffee bean factory and actually put it to use. I need to see the recipes for myself at this point. When I read that mod description, it says a lot of things. Now, I don't know. We'll find out here very shortly. Alright, so the port, we know where that is. Kind of looks like grass rather than hay pellets, just by the color. So while we'll see what the whole amount of money is. I wasn't going to start the hay pellet factory, but let's just wait a moment. So it should be like 60,000 plus 15%. So like, I was going to say 7,000 environmental score, but yeah, so we got 61, 60, almost $70,000 worth of hay pellets. So construction. Let's go on down the road. And we'll get 20,000 for it. I mean, I'm not using it, so there's that. So while we're in here, production buildings. Now I got to find the coffee bean production building. Right here. Interesting looking building. I mean, I just really downloaded it like 5 minutes ago before I loaded it into the game. We'll put it in just like this. I mean, it kind of fits right into the footprint the way it is, right? Boom, there it is. All right, so we got it in. Let's go ahead, and I need to look at the recipes myself. Coffee bean. It needs diesel. So why does it tell me all the other... It would show me like honey, cake, all that other stuff. I got a funny feeling what they're trying to say in the mod description is, I guess there's a sell point that comes with this. And if I put down the sell point, I guess it'll take those other materials. Not that that material needs to go into here. That would be what my guess is what they're trying to say. So we just need coffee bean raw and diesel fuel. Well, we can manage all that. I don't actually have a tanker for diesel, but we can probably take like the slurry tanker and use that to bring diesel over once in a while. And then give it a good wash before we move some slurry around. I mean, I think that's what we can do. Well, since I got the grain trailer, let's go grab some manure, because that's what you do with the grain trailer, is grab manure. We'll bring that over to the BGA to get that processed. Actually, no, not right away. No. I probably will need some manure, because the one thing you may be saying, well, where do you get the coffee beans? We got to put down a greenhouse. And I'm guessing the greenhouse is going to want some manure. So we'll come over here. I think our cows may have made some in the past month. So while that is filling on up, let's go back into construction, production, greenhouses, and right here. Well, not right here, but we are going to move the greenhouse over to here. And we'll put it right next to that one, of course. Landscaping's a little bit off, but that's fine. Boom, there we go. Okay. I think I saw... So it's water and liquid fertilizer. So not manure. And you can see that makes coffee bean raw. And what we'll do is we'll switch this over right now. Change output mode to distributing. Water and liquid fertilizer. Alright. I think we'll just have to use our slurry tanker as the tanker. I mean, that would be normally fine, right? Because it's slurry and liquid fertilizer, both in a sense a fertilizer. And eventually some diesel fuel. I'm going to bring the manure over to the BGA. And I'll meet you back over at the greenhouse. We'll give it some water. We'll give it some liquid fertilizer. Not a whole lot, but and we'll get that process started. All the flavored milk, cheese, and butter has been taken out of the factories and put into storage. We'll just pretend that this is a refrigerated storage building, I suppose. Keep it nice and fresh. I was looking at the coffee greenhouse, and 3,000 liters of liquid fertilizer is all we really need. So instead of just putting that into a tanker, I think we'll stop at the store and we'll grab a few pallets. We do got some more clothing here. Give me that clothing. That's $10,000 right there. Let's, grab that. And we got the coffee beans up and going. Yeah, so all the other stuff I was saying about the coffee house, I think that is stuff maybe you can just put into the sell point. Nope, need to go here. Pallets. Liquid fertilizer. We'll just get one, I suppose. It's 2,000. And let's hope I can just pull up to it and put it into the greenhouse that way. Now, there is something for sale in the used section, which I'm starting to get used to doing after doing Gold Crest Valley for a few episodes. Checking the sale items. And there is a weed fertilizer sprayer in the sale. And we can make it a see and spot sprayer, so I've been kind of interested maybe of getting it because I really haven't used one since maybe the Pacific Northwest in 19. Please tell me you're just going to go on in. No. Well, loading area is blocked. Fine. All right, we'll put that there. I thought I heard something running over here, but it's definitely not this. I thought maybe it was taken out of the container. All right, so I'll bring the slurry tanker back over. We'll load into that and then dump that into the greenhouse. And then I can take the slurry over to the BGA as well. Also, I miscalculated as I've been doing last episode. This episode, the grass field is not ready to be cut. So we're going to have to feed our sheep probably some more crop silage, some hay, sugar beet, and grain grist if I need to in those categories. But yeah, let me grab the slurry tanker and we'll, like I said, we got to get that coffee bean process started so I can start getting my money back on it. All right, let's put the liquid fertilizer into here. And let me back away from the greenhouses for a moment, and then if I pull up close enough, I hope it takes it. And hopefully it goes into this greenhouse. All right, now what we'll do is I'll back this up to the cow barn. And we'll load up with some slurry, and while that's happening, we'll go grab the water tanker. Cows look like they got enough food for a while. And with the color being green, I'm guessing they took conditioned grass out of their field. Oh, wait a minute, I'm here. Probably should top off. Water's not accepted here. I must have topped them off this morning then. And if I'm doing one greenhouse, I might as well do them all. Okay, let's go into here. Everything's looking good. I suppose we'll activate it. And this is on distributing, so that should be good to go. We already got 2 coffee beans, raw. It's happening. These greenhouses are more than fine on water, but we're here. This one's a little bit trickier because I didn't quite plan this far ahead with backing up with a tanker trailer to the greenhouse. Really? That's not close enough to give me water? Or me give the greenhouse water? Okay. But that is. Are they all set now? I don't feel like I gave them all water, but apparently I gave those water. We're fine. Already 41 coffee beans. That seems to be making coffee beans really quickly, which is good. Now the question is, what do they sell for? I mean, money for one thing, but what's the price we get for them? Coffee beans raw. It says the best price is $3,440. Oh yeah, I was like, why aren't the other ones in here? Because I don't have any, so it's not going to show me. I need to go to this list here, which this list is growing longer and longer of products that we can sell. Oh, here we go. So coffee beans raw. Well, let's go to this page here. As we saw, the best price is $34.36, which is now apparently, and coffee beans roasted is not as good. I hope we get more. So where's the factory? We better get more out of it than we put into it. That does not seem right. So I get the same out as we put in, and I got to use diesel fuel. But I get more for the raw beans than we do the roasted. So why would I even roast them? Am I missing something here? So we're getting the coffee beans raw out of the greenhouse. I can sell them 1,000 liters. I can get a best price at $34.36. Or I can bring that 1,000 liters over to the coffee bean roasted factory, which I paid for. Put 1,000 raw in, get 1,000 roasted out by also using diesel fuel, and I only get $18.21 for it. I'm hoping that since we just put the production building down, these prices need to adjust. We're just going to let it run for now, and we'll just see what happens. We'll just see what happens. That just another fail possibly happening here. That's almost as worse. That might even be worse than the horse training facility. I know one of you said you were running it, so tell me that the prices. Just remember, I'm running on hard economy, so I don't know what economy you're running it on. But as long as you can tell me that you get more for the roasted than you do than the raw, then I'm okay with it. In the long run. All right, I kind of forgot. We need to go grab the slurry. Let's bring that over. And at the rate I'm going here, I may not even get to planting potatoes today. We'll get the wheat in probably, and then maybe we'll go over and do the soybean, but maybe not the potatoes today. A lot of running back and forth across the river. Getting things situated. Yeah, my brain is still just trying to figure out, might be looking at that roasted coffee wrong. But something's not adding up. If anything, it's subtracting down is what it's doing. I mean, at least with the hay pellets, I could bring hay over, get that processed, and get a lot more than what we were getting with raw hay. Yeah, it doesn't quite make sense. But as I'm recording this, I'll keep my fingers crossed for the ones that are using it are going to tell me, no, those prices will fix themselves in a month or two. And then we'll see that we get a better price for the roasted than we do the raw. As you can see, I don't test mods once in a while. We just go ahead and go for it and see what happens. Alright, so now the BGA should be processing the manure and the slurry. Alright, so the one thing I want to do, because seeing that $1 million sitting there, I so much just want to get in here and pay off a good chunk of this loan. So we're gonna bring it on down. I'm gonna leave myself $300,000 just for now, in case I decide to buy that sprayer, because it is for sale, half off-ish, I believe. Yeah, we'll leave 250,000 ish in the bank. I was trying to get down to 8 million, but I don't know if that's going to leave me enough to buy the sprayer or not. So the sprayer I'm talking about in the sale is the Berthud? The Bruin 4200. What's the working width on that? Working width is 36 meters. Okay, I was looking at all the way across the top. 36 meters. And we have sprayers. Right here. That's a 28 meter. Now, that's 40. I can get $48,000 for that? So basically, if I bring it to the store, I might get 50. So I'm going to pay 90,000 for this. Oh, wait a minute. We do have to add this to the price, though. You know what? I think it'll be fun to... Because I haven't used one of these in a while, if at all, in 22. So let's go ahead and we'll buy that. Too bad I can't change the color on it, but that's fine. And then, yeah, we'll go ahead and sell our portable sprayer on the back that used to go on the Vulture or whatever I wanted to before. But now, since we got another tractor that actually has narrow tires on it, I don't have to rush out in the fields and take care of the weeds. We can wait until all the fields need to be taken care of. A wider working width. Can I just take it right out of there, or do I have to unload that to do so? Yeah, probably have to take it out to do so. We'll get to that into a moment. Actually, do I have a field that's got any weeds growing in it yet? Weeds. This field over here that we just planted, and this field that we planted. So we can take care of some weeds. Yeah, so instead of... we'll get to this later on. Let's jump into the John Deere. We'll do a quick seeding of some wheat. It's not going to take too long, and then we'll get into our new sprayer. And we'll do some see and spot spraying in a couple of fields. And then we'll have to take care of the potatoes and soybeans next time. Put it on hold once more. But that does leave me now... Okay, 97,000. Now as we bought that, I feel better, you know, paying some more off. Boy, I'd like to get that down to 8 million, right? We're going to make some money from the BGA, so I'm not too worried getting down to 2,000. So yeah, I'm hoping by the end of April, our loan will be down to 8 million, and we should save ourselves a good amount of money at midnight. Probably go from where, you know, 29,000-ish that we pay at midnight. Probably get down to like 22, 21, something like that. Driving to the river just a little bit. Just to get that corner of the field. And by the way, if you are playing in Hinterland and have not tried it yet, you can drive right across the rivers. None of the rivers are deep enough to... I haven't done this in a while myself, so I don't know if it's even possible anymore. But if you drive in too deep, it should just make your tractor stop running. Then you have to reset it or tow it out. I haven't done that in a long time, so I don't know if that's still a thing. I'm going to assume it is. But now I'm just really hoping that... Of course, I record my episodes... You know, I'm recording this on Wednesday, and you're going to see it on Friday, so I got to wait 2 days to find out if you guys are going to say, don't worry, the coffee beans, roasted coffee beans. You will. Yeah, boy, I better make more money on that, or else I'll be selling that factory, because what's the point? It just doesn't seem right to be that far off in price. Alright, I'm going to try not to think about it anymore. Yeah, so this field here, I probably should paint some grass in because, yeah, we don't own some of this field, even though it allowed me to plow there. So we're going to be making some crop silage this year, again. Probably a little bit more than we have in the past, just because we're getting more sheep. But luckily we got enough crop silage to get through this month, and at this point I might as well wait until June before we do our first cut, which seems kind of late. Now the grass just is not ready. Not even ready to, it's not even the first harvest stage. It just says growing. But the one more thing about the coffee bean shop mod, for them to put down grapefruit, so is there a mod out there where we can actually grow grapefruits? I'm guessing that's going to be like a greenhouse. I have seen a lot of greenhouses throughout FS22 at this point, to where we can grow a whole bunch of different types of crops and materials. Not materials, but... yeah, it'd be kind of weird if you can grow clothing or something, but you know what I'm saying. A whole bunch of different types of vegetables and crops. So I assume grapefruit is one of them. This John Deere is working out well, although I will say we probably could use a little bit more horsepower on this drill. The John Deere does fine on flat surfaces, but like when I back up with it, you can feel it bog down. When I was backing up out of the river just a second ago, I mean, it's still more than capable of doing what we're doing, but like an additional 30 or 40 horsepower would make a difference. And we can upgrade the engine in this tractor. Soil is not the best over here in the red, for seeds anyways. Although I wonder if in the future I should do something, because I usually tend to run precision farming, is if I were to buy a lot of land and did soil sampling, found this had bad soil in it, just go ahead and sell it back and not really care about farming on that land. Because you don't, I mean, the only thing you're going to lose by buying land and selling it, you don't lose nothing there, because the land, the value of the land doesn't change no matter what you do with it. So the only money that you're out is the soil sampling. But if the soil is bad, you're probably better off just selling the land and looking at the soil and the layout of where and what direction you should buy next. Or if you have a lot like this where it looks like there's, we're still in the red here, if you want to place down factories or pastures for your animals, that would be the place to put it. Because what are we at for? Yeah, yield potential is only 80%. But we are getting up to 185. 85% because of the crop rotation. It's helping us out there. actually a field like this, if once you have it and you kind of, I don't want to say stuck with it, maybe grass would be your best option. Just because with grass you get so many cuts in the year, it's going to be better for you to lose a little bit on the grass, because you're going to be making a lot of grass anyways, rather than just one harvest a year for whatever crop you're putting in there. And this will do it for the horse seed drill for the season. So we'll bring this on down to the wash station, so we can give that a good rinse. Then let's go ahead and sell our, I guess, old sprayer, the Kubota. Maybe I'll bring it to the shop and repair and paint it just to make it as new as we possibly can. We're in the John Deere, so I guess it's a good tractor as any to go grab that. Let me just come out here and we'll empty this herbicide out. All right, 33. Well, we can't repaint from this workshop. All right, so we'll just repair it for 33. So, in case someone does ask, if I come into here, there's a reason why I do bring it to the store. Where's the sprayers again? Sprayers. So it shows I can get 48,247 if I just sell it right here. But if you bring it down to the store and sell it, you get a little bit of a bonus. And I forgot how much of a bonus it actually is, but maybe I can do some quick math here. See what we get for it down here. I think it's going to be over 50,000, maybe 51, 52. For some reason I want to say it's a 6% bonus you get for bringing it to the store to sell it. Where's that trigger? Okay, maybe this needs to be over here actually. Alright, how about we just, go ahead and turn on the interactive zone markers. So I'm going to get 53,000, so it's like another 5,000, so it's 48. So did I get 10%? Is it like pretty close to a 10% bonus for bringing it here? So your big items, you may want to bring on down to the store. All right, 63,000. I think we can come back in here now, and yes, we can. We can get that loan down to 8. We'll borrow it back up. Let's stay right at 8 million for now. All right, let's give our new sprayer a spin, shall we? The John Deere, let's bring it in cover. And I guess right here is good as any. Place to park it on up. Berthud? I don't know if that's the way you pronounce it. I have no idea. I don't think I've ever used this brand before in Farming Simulator. Alright, so it should be this field over here, and then... Alright, this field up here. Bring out the legs, apparently. At first, it didn't look that it was going to be that big of a working area as I said it was, and as it kept unfolding, I'm like, okay, never mind, it's going to be. Change working with. It didn't look like it was doing. See and spot spring to me. I gotta bring this back to the shop. It didn't look like it was doing see and spot spraying. It looks like it was just spraying. Let me go back to the shop here and double check on that. Well, I goofed up. So I got the Sierra Pro Compact, which is for fertilizer spraying. This is not see and spot spraying for weeds. That's what you get for not paying attention. That's what you get for not paying attention. Going back. Is there one that does it? I mean, we're this far at this point. Crop protection. Rubicon. No, that doesn't do it. That doesn't do it. So only the sprayers do it? So yeah, what we're looking for it to do is weed spot spraying. That's what we want. So none of the big machines do that. Well, this purchase may be going right back to the store, because I really don't need one for spraying. Now, I'm going to unload this. Keep it here. Why can't we unload here? So you can't unload it into a shed, huh? Tried that in Goldcrest Valley. Can we do it anywhere? Do you need to be unfolded to unload? So I'm going to look on the mod hub to see if there's a vehicle like this that does weed and spot spraying. So you just can't... Okay, there you go. Don't know why I had to go that far out to unload, but so be it. So yeah, I thought we are getting a weed and spot sprayer on there, but that's for fertilizer. We don't want that. So mistake number 2 of the day, possibly. So over here, because we didn't really get a good look at this building, we just put it on down and walked away from it. So front of the building looks like that. I suppose that's the front of the building. Java Lava. Interesting name in itself. So this is where we bring the diesel over, I suppose, somewhere in this general area. And the coffee bean... No, diesel will go here. And the coffee beans will get roasted in there at some point. Can we actually go into the building? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, so I'm hoping that the prices for the roasted coffee beans go way up, or something is greatly wrong with this, the pricing of the mod. But for those of you using this mod, let me know if the pricing is going to switch around. If not, then, well, I learned another lesson. Don't do the coffee beans. We'll just sell them raw, I guess. Raw beans. But the main thing for today I got to take away, on the positive side, we sold the clothing, got $1 million worth. We got the loan down to $8 million even. And we should do a little bit better today because the BGA is processing manure and slurry like it does most days. And I made a wrong purchase with the weed sprayer. That's what you get sometimes when you're not really paying that much attention. But we got 2 more fields to plant. Soybeans, which should be rather quick job, and potatoes. And we'll definitely get that done next episode. Then we'll try to square away what's going on with the coffee beans. Hopefully by then you guys will have some answers for me on that. And what else here? Oh yeah, and maybe I will find a replacement for that sprayer over there. May take a little bit of a hit in the money, but you know, this series really isn't about the money. We're going to make tons of it with the cows and everything else that's going on. And as you see with the clothing, if you think the clothing was good this year, it's going to get better for next year and probably another year after that, because the sheep pen, we don't have a full sheep pen yet. So the more sheep we get, more cotton, more wool we get. And the more wool we get, the more wool we can blend with cotton to make fabric, more clothing. You get the point. But anyways, that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in Hinterland. But until then, have a good one.